The amazing story of the beginning of the universe. Billions of years ago, there was no earth, no sky, no sun, and no stars. Everywhere there was only deep darkness and silence. It seemed as if nothing existed in the universe at all. But hidden within that silence was a secret that would eventually lead to the creation of the entire world. According to scientists, about 13.8 billion years ago, a great event took place known as the Big Bang. This was not an ordinary explosion. It was an enormous expansion of energy and matter that gave birth to the entire universe. An incredible amount of power was packed into a tiny point, and suddenly it began to expand. In an instant, the universe started to form. In the beginning, the universe was extremely hot and chaotic. Clouds of energy spread everywhere. Slowly, this energy began to cool down, and tiny particles started to form. These particles eventually became atoms, and atoms joined together to form huge clouds of gas. Millions of years later, gravity began to shape these giant gas clouds. The clouds slowly started to collapse under their own weight, creating intense heat in their centers. Then, at one moment, something incredible happened. Light appeared within those clouds. That light was the birth of the first stars. For the first time, light pierced through the darkness of the universe. Around these stars, dust and gas slowly began to gather. Over time, this dust started spinning and forming large spherical bodies. One of these bodies eventually became the planet we now call Earth. About 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was a burning ball of fire. Its surface was covered with molten rock and flowing lava. In space around the young Earth, countless rocks and asteroids were moving rapidly. Many of these objects crashed into the planet, making its surface even hotter and more dangerous. For millions of years, Earth remained a harsh and hostile place. But slowly, the planet began to cool. Gases released from massive volcanoes started forming the early atmosphere around Earth. During this time, icy asteroids and comets from space brought water to the planet. Gradually, oceans began to form across the surface of Earth. At first, there was no sign of life on the planet, but deep within the oceans, chemical reactions between different elements began to create the first simple living cells. These cells were extremely tiny and simple, yet they became the foundation of all life that would come later. For millions of years, life continued to grow and evolve in the oceans. Eventually, some living creatures began to move from water onto land. Plants started growing on the surface of Earth. Trees appeared, and the atmosphere slowly filled with oxygen. As time passed, many strange and fascinating creatures began to appear on Earth. Some were enormous, while others were fierce predators. Among them were the dinosaurs, which ruled the Earth for millions of years. But one day, a massive asteroid struck the planet. The impact caused enormous destruction across the Earth. This catastrophic event eventually led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. After that, new forms of life slowly began to appear. Animals evolved into different species, adapting to the changing world. Millions of years later, a new kind of creature appeared, one that had the ability to think, learn, and understand the world around it. That creature was human beings. Humans slowly began to explore the mysteries of Earth. They looked toward the sky, observed the stars, and tried to understand how the world was created. Through thousands of years of study and discovery, humans realized that they were part of a vast and extraordinary universe. Even today, scientists continue to search for answers about the universe. Every new discovery leads to new questions. Perhaps one day humanity will finally understand the full story of how the world was truly created. But one thing is certain, our Earth, our universe, and everything within it are the result of an incredibly long and astonishing journey. A journey that began billions of years ago with a mysterious moment, and continues even today. And perhaps, there are still many secrets hidden in the universe that humans have yet to discover.